Okay, I think we are set. Good to go. How are we all doing? Yeah, I think we're good, right? Look good. Right? Tracker's good. The link, yeah. PLHF. We got a lot of runners. We got 17 runners, bunch of heavy hitters. Aku's in here, Razors, John, Bagel, and Emok both in here. Death Tax is in 64. You grow in here from the from Bagel's Discord. That's really cool. Yeah, we got quite a few, which is nice. We'll be starting up momentarily, just waiting on 2, but I think Sawyer is gating, so just 1, I guess. Yeah, we'll see how we do. Got a couple of good ones the last couple of weeks, so try to keep that up. Raynox also in this, which I didn't see. Somebody in the race room, where are the ice skates? I think there was a mode that I think there might have been like a second set of boots, or the boots like helped you walk on ice without sliding. I think somebody programmed that into one of the modes, or maybe it was a fever dream and I made it up. I don't know. All right, we should be Let's say we should be kicking off soon, and we're about to. So, all right, we're down to 16. I think Sawyer left. He just set it up and left. Why do we only have 1? That's a fair question. That's a fair question. But this is essentially the same as the vanilla game, just with the boots. And here's our sword. Just appears. Usually this will take somewhere in the neighborhood of like 5 to 5.5 minutes. Hopefully on the lower end of that. 5-10 is kind of my... If I do 5-10, I'm doing pretty good. But then my average is probably like 5-15. Depending on how everything shakes out. Get out of here, thank you. Probably would have been there when I came back, but whatever. Excuse me? That was fun. So the guards are in the bomb pack. That's good to know. Well, that went smoothly at least. Okay, key and map found. We are items the rest of the way. Yeah, with boots, this is a little bit faster. Otherwise, you would take the stairs to the left there. That's the way you. That's the NMG route, because you don't get boots until after you beat Eastern Palace and talk to Sahasrara. This is the first kind of benchmark time that I look at, is when we get into the sewers in the back. Ideally somewhere around 350. This is going to be a little bit more because we messed up that guard room, but we should be under 4, which is fine. Yeah, 357. It's a little high, but not too bad. Not too bad. Can still get a good time from here. Ruined. Had the key dash lined up. Why does this feel so laggy? Talk about hearts. Alright, I don't hate the bottle. This is not the best time. $522. Alright, that's nice. Bomb? I was hoping for a bomb. Not to be. Okay. Bombs? Nope. That's bombs? Yeah, okay. Sometimes I get them confused with flippers. And that's an entirely different conversation as to whether or not we're gonna go get them. I'm off. And I can already tell. Bottle number 2. Already halfway to bottle percent. Worth waiting for. Oh wait, I can farm some bombs here. We'll grab one more. Just to get through the village. So we can get all the items here. Which is nice. Alright, now we can do everything. Oh boy, this seems quick. Potentially. Oh, there it is. This is my favorite item in the game. I think you can get spin speed up these steps if you're in the right spot. It wasn't. I think it's possible, but... Well, we're just a pearl away now. Oh my gosh. What a stacked early game. Stacked early game. So now we have options. I mean, we'll have to do a map check, but we can get to Hera and beat it. Might leave an item. We can beat Eastern. This is wild. So many options. I love it. Just means that there's different ways people are going to go. There's going to be early divergence. All right. I'll take that. All right, and this is not worth. Of course, dependence. I wasn't through the screen transition. So Hera was green pendant. And Eastern was regular pendant, and Desert was a crystal. Regular, non-red crystal. Thanks for the trash. Nice. Another check we can do with that powder. Good safety to have too. Might as well check we have flute and boots. Be the same time. Whenever we check it, might as well do it now. I'm thinking Death Mountain after this. Crabs are in the bomb pack too. All right. Oh, didn't go down far enough. All right. The dash threw me off. There we go. Tried to get cute with it, didn't work. Yeah, green pendant might as well go in there, right? It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. I'll probably grab those bombs. Might as well, right? Oh, we found all 4 bottles. That one we're not going to pick up, though. Alright, it's a pod and ice, and Thieves' Town is the other pendant. Alright, good. Let's just do this. Alright, which key is it gonna be? Lovely. That puts the top in logic. Just, we're gonna do it this way. Alright, so we just don't want to see the small key. That's all we're looking for, is just not that small key. We can't get that item. Easy peasy. Item, please. Well. Can't get it, so... Might never get it, honestly. That's nothing. Good to know. So after this, we do Eastern stuff. I think that makes the most sense. We could turn in the green pendant. I mean, it's another pendant dungeon, but all we have access to, so might as well. Almost at Zora money, too. That could be an option. Half magic, nice, fine. Love that. Actually, no, I can just walk out. Alright, let's see. So unless the Hera basement has an item, it was not worth it to go in there. Okay. So... Mitts. That's pretty good. So what let's see, I mean, we can start thinking about what we actually need at this point. So both rods, Samaria, flippers, and a couple of medallions potentially. That's what, 6? It gives us desert access too. I didn't think about that until we were already here. We can get in with the mirror and the flute and the mitts. Well, we found 2 items in Eastern already. Find the 3rd, we bail. So the rest of this is not in logic, but... Actually, not in logic. I want that pearl. Let's turn in the mushroom. Alright, let's do desert. Or we could do checkerboard cave too. That's always funny when the pearl pops there. Alright, so Bombo's there. I might as well check this now. We can go to checkerboard after and then do Agena. We can do it that way. The fire source in here means we can feed it. That ain't it. Care less about the fire source and more about the pearl at this point. So this will be the small key. Guaranteed. All the way to the other side for at least one item. Maybe a map. Item. Oh, there's our fire source. Oh, we never checked the ledge. Let's go do that. Yeah, we'll That's a good call coming here. I mean, that cape might be useful from Eastern. I kind of hope it is. Something on Bumper Ledge would be nice. I feel like a lot of people put Eastern off. What do I have for this? Just the sword, huh? That's fine. I guess I could use hammer too, but or bow. But maybe hammer. Actually, hammer might be good. I'm kind of liking this hitbox on this hammer. Alright, that was pretty good. Fine. Alright, so checkerboard and then Agena, and then we gotta figure out where else to go. What's the rest of Eastern in logic? There's only one item there. Oh, I gotta go this way. That's where my portal is. I'm actually kind of leaning shovel and magic bat. Quite honestly. Oh, that ain't it. Oh, we can do King's Tomb too. That's actually... We should go there. We should safe quit out of here and go there. Okay. Fine. Would have been quicker just to bonk into it. Okay. So we have Terra Basement, Eastern, Zora. And then this and Trouble Spot. Well, it's a healthy seed. I'm gonna feel worst if it's Eastern. They could have had it. Swag Shovel Dash. Whoop. There we go. Guess do Eastern. Just in case Pet is something, I guess. No, thank you. Although if the item is in here, then pretty much everybody would have to get the cape at this point. But is fine. I don't know what else would open. Book, I guess, would open up. I can check the stun price. 5 arrows. 5 arrows ain't nothing. Although this does open up. We can do some Dark World stuff. I might take... No, we can't, because we don't have the Pearl. No, never mind. I was thinking with this setup, we could get our way over to Village of Outcasts, but we can't, because we don't have the Moon Pearl. It's always fun when it's sitting on Pyramid Ledge, though. If that's the case, then we're screwed. Ah. Oh. Now, do we do Era Basement, or do we do Zora? Do Zora. And we can check, I guess, Hobo too while we're... wait, what am I doing? I guess we'll do it this way. No, we won't. So Lake Hylia Island is junk. This is not in logic. But we can check it anyway. Of course. Nope, it's too high. There we go. What seed was it? Was it the Reddit Weekly? I think it was the Reddit last week's Reddit Weekly, or I guess the current one still, but it had vanilla flippers. And then what was it? Lamp was in the Waterfall Cave, which led to Moon Pearl. I think in Hera Basement. So that is actually in play, which is kind of funny. Well, not the lamp part, I guess, but Hera Basement for the Pearl still in play. Yeah, I don't have those flips. Well, I've come this far. We're gonna last location Aga. We're gonna do Hera Basement. Because why not? Why am I going in here? I really want to see that bottle again. So I couldn't have done this the first time through. Well, I guess I could have. I would have had to go to Saha first before coming up here to get the mitts, which would have got me into desert, where I would have got the lamp. I don't know that I would do that though. Not when there were that many checks up on the mountain. And a... Ugh. Of course. Alright, well... I think we go right to pod. So at least we fended off the Aga bait. Well, yeah, kind of bait. We are way behind, I'm sure. Dark World Access 37 minutes. Way behind. Alright, so both rods. Both rods, at least one medallion, and Samaria, and the mirror and flippers. We still need a good amount of stuff. Okay, I think that was guaranteed. So there's 2 more small keys at least in the front. I hope I only see one of them. That would be ideal. Okay. I probably need to check the vanilla big key chest. If it's the big key, then I would have to come back. And I guess the good news is I can just mirror and go to the back afterwards. Making all the wrong choices tonight. Not gambling enough. Not making enough gambles. Okay. Alright, so Hellway is gonna have something. Well, I guess it could have the map. Alright, there's our big key. So our items the rest of the way. This is so slow. It's gonna be one of the rare seeds where Pod has nothing. Maybe. Oh, I don't have Samari. I can't use that strat. Okay. I think from here... I want to go check out Mire area, and then we can go to... what? Hype Cave, maybe? So far, I mean, the Pearl has been in a pendant dungeon. Eastern had nothing. Well, the Cape, actually. I guess we don't know if that's required. That could still be required. But I really don't want to dip into a third pendant dungeon. Although, the rate this is going, you never know. I guess that first one counted as a poke and not a spin? Odd is an absolute bust. That's amazing. Actually, should we check Pyramid? Yeah, let's check Pyramid. Not really a better time to check it. We're not going to do Agate Tower, so we can't use that portal. And we won't save and quit. We won't get the Dark World start, Pyramid start, after a save and quit. Really not a better time to do it. It kind of stinks, because it's a little slow, but... Alright, where do I mirror now? I guess here? I guess I've already... This was dumb. I already scouted the medallion. I already knew it was Bombos. Okay. Maybe not so dumb. I guess we can go do Swamp now. We'll do Hype Cave first and then do Swamp. And then we can kind of reverse Smith Chain it up to Village of Outcast, I guess. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. That could be good too. We need it for TR. So that's Ice in Logic too. But there's more in Swamp. Let's just do Swamp. What do we need? Ice Rod and Samaria and Bombos, right? And maybe Quake. I would like to find Samaria before going into Ice. That's not always possible, though. But we have 3 more crystal dungeons we can beat. And I think everything else we would need would be for TR. Right, what did I say? Samaria. Oh, Bombo's for Meyer. Oh, yeah, I've only beaten 2 crystal dungeons, not 3. We've got the big chest. I mean, we got the big key, I should say. So what we get in these next couple of checks will kind of determine... means there's at least 1 item on left side. We're just gonna do it. I'm not gonna mess with Diver Down. Not gonna mess with it. I will on the other side, though, but there it's... I don't know. I don't think it's that much faster. Maybe fewer screen transitions, but... You're gonna believe in Left Side Swamp tonight. Here's hoping. Well, we would have come back in anyways, most likely. I don't see me leaving 2 items there. Although, I don't know. I might need to make a play. Alright, we'll try the bomb setup here. See if we can get it. Beautiful. That was Sankheart, too. Only 1 item left in here. And it's on Argus. So after this, I guess we gotta go do ice, right? Alright, that was good at least. Oh, okay. So Mari Argus. So now... is it worth going up to see what we need? For TR, it might be. Quick check, and then we'll come back. We got a bunch of dungeons we can clear. I just want to know what we need for Go. Is it just Bombos, or do we need, or what medallions we need? We still need Ice Rod, but thing is, if it's Ether though, we can do some stuff in there, and I really don't want to yet. Ideally, it's Bombos. And it is, okay. So it's Bombos and Ice Rod for Go. That's fine. Those would have been our boots. So Bombos and Ice Rod for Go mode. Good to know. So we want it to be Bombos. I'd want to find the Ice Rod soon. For obvious reasons. Just cuz. Alright, let's go do ice, then we can go up finally into the Village of Outcast. It'll be over an hour. Just kind of insane. Samaria on Argus was kind of neat, though. It's the first dungeon in a while that's had something good. Pod didn't have anything. I mean, Eastern had the cape. Well, Desert had the lamp, I guess, to get the pearl in Terra. But it was really like a two most lucrative dungeons item check-wise. And they had nothing. So oh, I shouldn't be hitting the switch. Oh well, we're gonna hit it anyways. Perfect. Perfect. So now we're just Bombos for Go. We don't need to go into Mire, or we can go mode Mire and TR. Hopefully. So the next stop after this is Skull Woods. Perfect. Okay. Did we get lucky and have Bombos in here? Firelock fire, that's a thing. Be kind of wild, like the way this seed started. If we were in go mode in under an hour, that would be kind of wild. I wouldn't hate it. We'll see. Still 2 more items in here. Boom. Bang. Blah. Alright, so last 2 checks are items. Big chest and boss. And hitting the switch worked out. Did get a little lucky with that key. That second small key. Well, the one in the chest in the spike room. That gave us 2 so we could do iced tea. I'll spend Fire Rod, sure I will. Alright, so Skull Woods. Then I might take it over to Catfish and check out actually we could do that now, actually. That part of it anyways. Not the worst idea. Didn't pan out, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm making this. We're gonna orphan Catfish. Bombos is on Catfish, then so be it. Okay, fine. $16 hearts. That's a lot of hearts. Should we read Ped? Yeah, we probably should, because we have access to it. If we don't, then we can just blitz Thieves Town if we need it. So we probably should after we clear out the back here. Billy Cypher, what is going on? Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Full disclosure, I don't think this has been one of my better runs. The start was a little rough. but we've picked it up a little bit. I missed. Perfect. All right. I picked the last like 20. Once we get to the Dark World, that felt pretty good. Getting the flippers out of Mire Shed was a little lucky, but that led to Swamp, and then Ice, and now Skull Woods. So we're just looking for that Bombos medallion to get us into Mire and TR. So we know it can't be in Mire or TR, which is nice. Is it really map and compass back here? Gross. Oh, I can't read pen. I don't have a book. Well, it was a good idea, it just... Actually, it really wasn't a good idea, because I didn't have a book. So, Billy, do you play Rando? Do you just watch? Are you looking to get into it? What brought you to Rando? I actually found Link to the Past Rando from watching a Final Fantasy VII speedrun from 2017, maybe? To the person who was running that game was mentioned... I get the big kid. It was mentioned that they were like the champion of whatever the main tournament, I guess, was at the time. Nice. Your favorite game of all time? Yeah, I mean it's a classic for sure. It's probably been my favorite Zelda game of all time. And it's up there for my favorite game of all time. That's the wrong medallion. So close. Alright, so we're gonna do this, and then we'll go back to Village of Outcasts from here. And pop into Thieves Town, most likely. Because then I can do Big Bomb into Catfish, if that's the answer. But yeah, I mean, Rando's pretty fun. It can be frustrating at times. Actually, I just want the flute. It can be frustrating at times, but this is... I mean... I like figuring out the puzzle. That's what kind of, like, I kind of get into it, because I'm like, oh, like, I've played this game a bunch, this is a really good game. And then, this is kind of, almost like every time, it's a new twist on it, which is kind of fun. And there's so many different modes out there now. Like, there's what are called entrance modes, where... Like, if I walked into the chess game here, it would lead to somewhere completely different. Like, it could lead to a dungeon, it could lead to any other entrance, really. I mean, there's modes where it's called Tile Swap, where the Light World and Dark World tiles, like this could be Kakariko Village, but I'd be in the Dark World. That's a little harder to kind of parse, for me at least. but that's not a bad mode. There's all sorts of fun stuff that can happen here. Let's pop into Thieves Town, I guess. It's one check. Where is the damn thing? Okay, that's a good find. But, I mean, are you, like, looking to start playing, Rando, or are you just kind of watching for now? Yeah, I mean, it frustrating but fun is, I think, a pretty apt description. And, like, it's forced people to, like, you can kind of do things different ways. You can end up with items in dungeons where you're not supposed to have them. The biggest thing is, like, having boots and hookshot in Eastern Palace makes it way faster. Started playing, keep getting, it's like, yeah, I mean, that's normal. I mean, at least, when I first started, it was, I don't know what I was doing half the time. Like, I'd do a seed like this, and it would take me, I don't know, probably, I'd say 2.5 hours. And now I'm pretty consistently in, like, the 130 to 145 range on these. Like, it's a muscle. Like, the more you do it, the better you get. You kind of start to realize there's some patterns to the way the randomizer logic puts items. And you pick it up eventually, and you kind of learn how to do some of the dungeons and some of the rooms with different equipment than you're used to. But it's kind of like, you know, putting a fresh face on a game that's been around for over 30 years, I think, at this point. Was it 91, I think this came out? There's one item left. I guess I probably should beat this anyways in case... No, never mind. Alright, well, this was the right call. So now we are in what is called Go mode, which means we don't need any more items to beat the game. We are just rushing dungeons. And the only 2 dungeons I need to clear are not Thieves Town, Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. So essentially we are just looking for, in Mire, we're just looking for the big key. Once we find the big key, we can get to the boss. Yeah, I mean, most, well, I shouldn't say most. A lot of settings don't require you to do dark navigation. So it's one of those things that's nice to know, but it's not required. These settings, I think, if a dark room has a torch and you have the fire rod, it is... Oh, I don't have sword beams. Now I do. If the dark room has a torch and you have the fire rod, it could be considered in logic. You just have to know where the torches are. But there are definitely settings, and I recommend using them when you start, where darkroom navigation is not required. Not to say, like, learning how to do dark navigation is a good thing to do, but it's not something I would learn right away. Yeah, I mean, it depending on the settings, I mean, I was hoping the big key was there. Depending on the settings, you can make it easier or harder on yourself. Especially at the beginning, don't make it any harder than it has to be. Like, there's so many ways to customize the type of siege you want to run. And if you stick around, once I get to a point where I can drop a link to... Nice. I could drop a link to one of the... If you're on Discord, one of the Discords that I'm in that a friend of mine that I met through here has put together to kind of help people get into playing Rando. But he's got... he just set up a bunch of resources and guides for how to roll seeds. Like, he's got a bunch of stuff on TikTok and YouTube for kind of tips and tricks and fun stuff like that. But once I get to a point, I can once I get to a stopping point, probably after I beat Vidi here. That's a fun little glitch. You're supposed to hit the switch in, like, at the top side of the room. I gotta wait. There it is. You can do it. You can kind of... It's technical, and I don't understand all the technical stuff. But you can basically set it up so that, like, hitting that torch with the fire rod will activate the switch at the top of the room. And it's fun. I enjoy it. But there's glitches like that people are still finding different things after, you know what, this game's been around for, 20 years? Over 30 years? Let's see, copy... Paste. So that's the link to my buddy's Discord. He's given me permission to post it, invite people. But there's a pretty sizable following of people that are just getting into Rando. It's kind of a good mix of people that are newer, like wanting to learn, and people that have been doing it for a while. It's kind of like people to kind of bounce ideas off of, get advice from, type of thing. But if you're interested, check it out. Oh, I didn't open that yet. But they've got he's got weekly races set up with some different modes. Like, we've run this casual boots mode one time. They do what are called Enemizer seeds, where basically the enemies are randomized, so you don't know what you're gonna get when you walk into a room. Like, you could get, like, a BMO statue just sitting in a room somewhere where they're not supposed to be. There's some interesting stuff. There's a bot in there you can roll your own seeds, so if you want to practice, you can do that. There's a bunch of different things. And everybody in there, as far as I've seen, has been incredibly friendly and supportive. Yeah, and there's other Discords that are really good too. That's just one that I could get quickly. But there is what's it called? The Go Mode podcast. They put on a tournament usually over the summer. That's called the Mentor Tournament, where newer runners get to work kind of one-on-one with some more experienced players while they're racing. So like you'll have two kind of mentees, kind of newer runners. They'll each have somebody, like you'll be on a Discord call with them, and they'll be kind of walking you through like where to go, what to do, that type of thing. I did it this past summer when I started really getting into more of the competitive side of it, and I learned so much. Like it's like just like something like just a strategy for that room. Like that room gave me so much trouble, and just kind of working with somebody. Oh, you can just do this, and it could be something that you've never even thought to do. Like, oh, like I never would have thought to use the Samaria block there. I'm like trying to use the boomerang or sword beams or like the bow or something to hit those switches. Like, no, just do that. I was like, oh, like mind blown. That's something that if you're interested in, oh, didn't quite get the dash. If you're interested in learning Rando, that is a great way to do it. Yeah, we're gonna skip the big chest tonight. Hope we don't get 3%ed. 3%ed refers to the odds that you need that there's a small key in that big chest, which it's not, so we're good. But basically, if you skip that big chest and it has the small key you need to get to the boss, I guess somebody figured out there's a 3% chance of that happening in Randomizer, in this version anyways, where the keys aren't shuffled and all that. Hey, I mean, I'm of the mind, like, use the items. If you have them, use them. Like, you know, are there better strats with other items? Potentially. But like for me, the hookshot is my favorite item in the game. I love it. You can use it for movement, you can use it for offense, you can use it for defense actually. If the hookshot is extended, you can't get hit. So you can use it to kind of buffer if something's gonna hit you. Like you'll see it sometimes with the rollers in this dungeon. You'll use the hook shot to kind of buffer your way through it so they don't hit you. You can also do it with the Lionels running from here to Ganon's tower. You can use the hook shot to kind of let their whatever fire, whatever they shoot at you, whatever projectile you want to call it, it'll go right through you if the hook shot's extended. This will be pretty good. I mean, the way this started, I thought it was going to be pretty rough. So that's a glitch, kind of what's called a minor glitch, like right here. Watch, I'll show you. Hookshot's extended, that thing goes right through you. But you can use the hookshot to gain speed off of stairwells. I've done that a bunch. You can also use it with sword spins, but it's a little trickier. But you need the boots to do that. And it just makes you, basically you walk at the same speed that you would dash, but you have a little bit better control over how you move. So now we're just looking for the big key. I will take that small key though. So there's 22 possible locations for the big key. So I don't know if it's still a thing. I like to think it's still a thing, but people used to kind of guess, like, oh, where do we think the big key is going to be? Like, and just pick a number. That's kind of an older meme thing that I don't think happens too much anymore. Yeah, it's basically involves hitting 2 different inputs at the same time. With the hook shot, you basically have to use the hook shot and try to dash at the same time. Which is, I think, far easier than trying to do it with sword spins. Because with that, what you have to do is set up the sword spin and then basically release the sword spin. Whoop. And then on the next frame after you release the sword spin, you have to hit the dash button. It sounds a little more complicated than it is, but it's still not the easiest thing. There's the big key. Are we going to pull silvers? At this point, I'm just checking for silvers. No. Yeah. Oh, Aku just finished. GG's, Aku. Yeah, there's, I think, 16 people in this race. And some pretty decent runners. Hit the ramp. Spike. Yeah, it's a timing thing, but it's not impossible. It's just, it takes a little bit of practice. Like most of the things in this game. Whoop. But the things that were stressed to me is get good at your dungeons, and specifically your boss fights, and get good at this climb. You can make up a lot of time if you have a good climb. Conversely, you can lose a bunch of time if you don't have a good climb. So I don't think of it as homework unless you like homework. It should be fun. It's a game, it should be fun. Come on. Oh my god, I'm getting beat up. Oh, come on, that was bad. Having gold sword there is really nice. 2 slashes kills each head. Same as a fire rod shot. So we're gonna finish probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 131, 132-ish, probably. Depending on how fast we can get through this last little bit here. That's going to be a halfway decent time. Considering I didn't find the Moon Pearl for almost 40 minutes. Sometimes I check these chests. I don't really feel like it now. But I've pulled silver arrows out of the chests up here more than a few times. That one, thank you. And we'll check validation chest. This is another kind of older meme. Ah, the old middle finger. Thank you. That's kind of an older meme as well, where if you didn't check that last chest, the run was considered invalid. Oh my god. Thank you. So bad. That's not a terrible pad. I don't know if I can get there. Could have got 3. I got 2. I hope those both counted. Oh, that's... Alright, so that wasn't a triple on the second phase there. But we got double, nothing, double. That's fine. Alright, so silverless. So we don't have the silver arrows to kill Ganon, which means we need to rely on hitting him on the exact frame that he teleports away, which sounds a lot harder than it is. It is possible with silver arrows. It's honestly not as hard as you'd think. It just takes, again, practice and a little bit of timing. And it's only on what's called phase 4, the last phase. This is phase 3. Thank you. Amazing teleporting Ganon. So this fight is basically 4 phases. The first phase is... I got through that in 1 cycle because Gold Sword rocks. That's where he spins his trident around and throws it at you. Alright, so he's gonna tell me where the silver arrows are. They're in the Dark World somewhere. Okay. Alright, so that got a hit. So if you spin at the moment he tries to teleport away, it will hit him. You can also do it with slashes, but the spins are way easier. The Gold Sword, it only takes 12 spins. This is something you will most likely learn if you do this mentor tournament. Alright. 2 more spins? I think this will be the last one, I think. Oh, I miscounted. That was the last one. Alright, we're in, baby. Raynox finished about a minute ago. He was 130-20. We might get third, though, which is in this field is going to be really, really good. Thank you for the GGs, and thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. And yeah, 3rd place, 131.35 official time. So Aku Haish, 124.10. That's really good. Then Raynox, 130.20, and then I was 131.35. So... Well, Frankie Fusion, I bopped him by like 20 seconds, just finished. 131.58, GG's. Emok just finished. He's a friend of the stream and a teammate in what's called the Beer League. The 132.08. So it's kind of been a joke between us for the last couple of years that we always seem to finish within like a minute or 2 of each other, and it happened again. Oh. Destitute Boy has lunch. Oh, we never went there. We didn't do any. That's kind of nuts. We didn't do any. We didn't do like the digging game. Digging game. We didn't do Stumpy. None of that. Dr. John, another person I am friendly with. We were actually teammates in a tournament a couple of months ago. Thank you for the follow, Billy. And yeah, definitely pop into the Discord. It's called Bagel Bites, named after the guy who runs it, Limp Bagel, who also is teammates with Emok and me in a Zelda, kind of a casual-ish league called the Beer League. Definitely want to check that out. There's also, if you're on Reddit, Link to the Past Randomizer has a subreddit. It's just ALTTPR, and they have a weekly what they call a casual competition seed, which is basically the mode, like it's called open mode, so you don't start by going through the and rescuing Zelda. You just start at Link's house and you can kind of go explore the world, called Open World State. Emok, I just saw that. It was, what, a minute, 30 seconds? Something like that? Very, very close. Very, very close. GG's. What was your Go Mode item? I wonder if it was the same as mine. Yeah, same. I dropped in and Raynox hadn't finished. Bombos, yeah, same with me. I feel like that's going to be Go Mode for quite a few people. But I was a little worried. The beginning of this seed, I didn't find Moon Pearl until almost 40 minutes. Like, the only thing I had left was Aga 1. You had flippers. Oh, yeah, you glitched into Mire Shed. I didn't do that. So I got a little bit lucky. Like, I did all the Light World stuff. I got into Desert, beat Desert, did all that, and I scouted the medallion for Mire. Well, Bagel just finished. So all three of us were top half, and this is a pretty stacked field, which is pretty good. But I forgot that I had scouted the medallion, and I went there because I'm like, oh, I need information. And I was like, wait, nope. As I'm walking up, I'm like, no, I know this is Bombos. That's fine. But I went into Mire Shed anyways, got the flippers. I was like, all right, well, that just throws me back on Crystal Dungeons. So that kind of got me back on track. So, like, I finished Eastern for no reason. I did a lot of things I didn't need to do. After getting pretty... I did not touch Spike Cave. So, at least I got that right. But... Oh, is that where they were? I got the Dark World hint, but... I never found them. So, alright, Silvers were in Spike Cave. Gross. Absolutely gross. I'm trying to think of what I did. So after I got the flippers, I did Swamp. Cleared everything. Did left side, the whole deal. And then Argus had Samaria, which was great. So then I went and did Ice. Got the Ice Rod there, and then it was just Bombos for Go. But actually, after Ice, I actually went to... I scouted the TR Medallion and kind of did Dark Death Mountain before I did the Village of Outcasts. I didn't touch Village of Outcasts probably till like an hour 5-ish. Yeah, I had that thought. I'd already fluted away, and as I was fluting, I was like, I probably should have checked that, but it didn't end up hurting me too much. I mean, there wasn't really anything up there. don't think there was anything up there actually that I needed. So putting it off really didn't hurt. I was just praying it was Bombos. Yeah, I mean, but info is huge, so can't complain about that. Oh, Rayzeus finished at 135. I haven't seen him do many races. But, yeah, half the field's still... Oh, we had a DNF, too. This was good, though. Like I said, I felt really, really bad until I got those flippers. That kind of turned everything around for me. Ugh. Yeah, that was good. Yet again, we finished within, you know, a minute to 2 minutes of each other. We're back on that. I'm saying, me, you, and Frankie Fusion, all within 30 seconds. Kind of nuts. I'll have to throw a comment in here at some point. FD Dark DM, yeah, Pod. Yeah, I mean that's essentially the. I just put Dark DM in between Ice and Skull, but outside of that, it was essentially the same thing. Because I went right to Pod after I got the Pearl. Yeah, that was. I beat Hera before I went to Eastern. Or to Saha, I should say. So I didn't have a fire source my first time up there, which is why I last located it. Because I did the southern checks, then went up to Pod, then went to Saha Eastern, which led me to Desert, which then I did everything else, and then last located Hera Basement. And I was like, well, this sucks. But oh, Bagel just put in our chat. What did he say? Stupid Moon Pearl and Aga bait. Yep. Oh, if he did Aga, that's. I almost did. But I was like, you know what? We can't. If it's not there, we can't do anything. That was the only reason I didn't. You called that it would be there and still did Eastern first. I didn't call it was there. I think my exact words. Oh, it definitely was a real chance of Pearl and Pyramid, but I was like, you know what? If it's there, I feel like most of people are going to last locate because who wants to do Aga with no Moon Pearl? On the hopes that the Moon Pearl happens to be there. So I was like, you know what? If it's there, then whatever. Yeah, I don't think I called Moon Pearl there. I did say, I was like, you know what? If it's there, then it's there, and so be it. And it turns out it was there. I think that was similar to the Reddit weekly that we ran. Wasn't the Moon Pearl in that chest? I mean, the logic was worse, but I think it was like vanilla flippers on Zora, and then the lamp in Waterfall Cave to then go up to Hera basement. I feel like that was the Reddit seed. It was definitely something I've done in the last week, and I think you did it too. I want to say it was the Reddit seed. It was just it was so many vanilla checks. Like I think Uncle had a sword that was a vanilla. The flippers were vanilla. The Moon Pearl was French vanilla. Um, Oh, a couple other things, but all right, that'll do it for me. I am gonna get out of here, get to bed. I gotta get up early. We'll probably start doing that. Before we go, is there anybody we can raid? Who else is doing this? Yeah, it would have been fun to see that like synced up. That would have been pretty good. Who's running this? Oh, Grow. He's part of the he's in Bagel's Discord. Let's do that. Throw some support his way. Let's get that set up. Grow, there you are. Let's see, where is he? Is it worth raiding him? He is walking into Trinex now, so I'm guessing that is his last crystal. Yeah, it's definitely his last crystal. So let's support him. Check out the check out his GT climb. Thanks for hanging out, Emok. GG's. Billy, thanks for popping in. Definitely, if you want to get more involved in Rando, check out the Discord link I sent. Maybe we'll be chatting there soon. All right, raid to grow 41784 incoming. I'm out of here. Enjoy your evening.